February 21st became a historic date. Ryan Garcia became a WBC welterweight champion. Right before that, he was only a WBC interim lightweight champion. Then he decided to move up and there was a chance to fight for another title in super lightweight. But Ryan Garcia missed the weight, defeated Devin Haney, and later failed a drug test. And he was suspended for a year. Then he started to write some racist tweets in X. That's how WBC banned him forever. But unexpectedly, it was announced a fight with Marrio Barrios. And that was a fight for a welterweight green gold. When Ryan Garcia started his boxing journey, he was the fastest hands in the world. That's how he was promoted in TikTok and Instagram. A lot of videos where he is shadow working. Even on the ring, he was very fast and aggressive. That's why his nickname was Flesh for a very long time. But some experts spotted that if Ryan Garcia will fight with somebody who is stronger and faster, the drawing will be different. Luke Campbell dropped him down in the second round, despite that Ryan Garcia won that fight. But the real tough challenge was the fight with Gervonta Davis. He was a WBA champion. But this fight was not for a title. It was even in the catchweight. Gervonta Davis, who was also an undefeated as Ryan, showed that Ryan is slow inside the ring. If Ryan Garcia fights as a machine, Gervonta Davis is more like a sniper, very close to old Floyd Mayweather. But he can work as the first number as well. Floyd is more a counterpuncher. Ryan Garcia was literally helpless inside the ring. That's why he was dropped in the second run. Then he was dropped through the liver shot and that fight was ended as a knockout. After this fight, something strange happened. Ryan Garcia worked with Eddie Reynosa, the coach who trains Canelo Alvarez. He hired Joe Goosen, the coach who is completely different, because Ryan Garcia is not a close distance fighter. But then he started to work with Derek James, and the result surprised a lot of fans. Ryan Garcia became slow, swollen, and fought only from very far distance. His first opponent was Oscar Duarte, and this fighter chased him down, despite that Ryan Garcia knocked him out in that fight. Already during the pad works we could see that his famous speed got disappeared, and Derek James is teaching him to fight smart, not fast or aggressive. If Joe Goosen tried to make more accent to his punch, Derek ruined Ryan's speed. And that is the fight Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. We can clearly see that Ryan is not afraid to brawl, and he even dropped Devin 3 times. But when there was no knockdown, Ryan clearly lost this rounds. His fighting style was ruined, and that was the fight where he was caught on doping and suspended for 1 year. Right after that fight happened a very strange thing, because he returned May 2nd, 2025, and that was a welterweight fight, also for a title, as a main event of the evening. We found out that this fight is for the title at the last days. It was not announced that this is a WBA regular fight. This was a big event on the Times Square. Rolando Romero is also not a welterweight fighter, also moved up, being defeated by Gervonta Davis. Despite that Rolando showed some good resistance, he moved up in super lightweight and became a champion, but unfortunately lost the fight to Isaac Cruz. On the paper this fight is going to be an easy title work for Ryan Garcia. He is going to be a champion. But here happened a massive upset. Ryan Garcia lost this fight almost by one-sided beating. Nobody knows what happened. But Ryan Garcia looked so bad. His speed got disappeared. He even didn't attack. Rolando Romero didn't his job carefully, because he is a master of the far distance. And when he lost this fight, everybody thought that everything is over for Ryan Garcia. Then appeared some new videos where Ryan Garcia started to train with new coach. And that was a returning to his roots. Because for the first time since the victory from Luke Campbell, we can see that Ryan is punching fast again. It was on the pads, on the punching bag. And also he started to train with David Benavidez, another one wild animal, who is literally destroying all his opponents one by one. He is an undefeated, very fast, and Canelo Alvarez is avoiding the fight with him. That's why he got tired and moved up in light heavyweight, and even made a fight in cruiserweight, where he defeated Gilberto Ramirez. Ryan Garcia started to drill the same speed with him, as he trained when he was younger. But that was a question: who is going to be his opponent? The answer was Marrio Barrios. This fighter started from the lightweight, and was a very dominant prospect when he won his WBA title. But unfortunately he faced Gervonta Davis, who defeated him by knockout. Here we can clearly see that Marrio Barrios is very big, and probably it is very hard for him to make this weight limit. He decided to move up. He became an interim champion of WBC in the welterweight, and then he became a full-time champion. But in 2024 he fought with Abel Ramos. This is not a boxer who is a champions level fighter, or even so popular. That fight was ended by split decision draw. A very strange thing. But next year he faced Manny Pacquiao. That was the fighter who holds the record of champions belts in a lot of categories. Of course, he was a true legend on the ring, and his fight against Floyd Mayweather is the most popular in the world. They sold more than 4 million PPVs. But this fighter finished too late, because after that fight with Floyd Mayweather, where he already was 36 years old, he fought for WBA gold, for example, when he was 39, and lost his belt only to Yordenis Ugas when he was 42. Then he said stop. His opposition was not weak. When he was 40 years old, he fought with Adrian Broner, one of the most talented boxers of modern history, but unfortunately ruined all his career because of lack of motivation and discipline. But Manny Pacquiao returned back on professional ring in 2025, being 46 years old. This is a catastrophic age for a fighter, even for a heavyweight boxer. He is in the welterweight. That was an unexpected thing when he returned back in wild card and started his training camp. Even when they did shadowboxing with Teofimo Lopez, it was obvious how old and bad Manny was. He made a couple exhibition bouts, but this is a top level, and he fought already for the title. Marrio Barrios versus Manny Pacquiao. Despite that this fighter is a legend, Marrio is very young, and he is at his prime. Manny Pacquiao was dominant inside the ring. He showed a lot of exchanges, a lot of good moments, despite that Marrio was not helpless inside the ring, and answered a lot. That fight was ended as majority draw. This is impossible, because this fighter is a champion. Manny Pacquiao is close to his 50s. His ring rust was obvious. Imagine the same fight with Rolando Romero. This fight was in talks, but then Manny made an agreement to fight with almost 50 years old Floyd Mayweather. Predictions were if Ryan is in shape, if he is able to fight at least as he fought with Oscar Duarte, not as he fought with Rolando Romero, that would be a one-sided beating. Marrio showed 2 bad performances, and that was the third one. Right from the first round Marrio was dropped. That was the question when it will be again. But unfortunately this fight was ended by unanimous decision. Here we can see that Ryan Garcia is keeping the far distance. He is closing to his opponent and demolishing him, even after the attack. He is not afraid of Marrio. His arms are longer. Ryan is smaller, and he feels himself very comfortable inside the ring. And this is the champion. Marrio was passive, the same as he fought with Manny Pacquiao. But here he was even more helpless. Ryan Garcia won his title, and finally became a regular champion. Now this is the question: how strong he is going to be as a champion. His former rival Devin Haney just moved up in welterweight, and dominantly defeated Brian Norman Jr. Despite that on the paper this fighter was a stylistic nightmare for Devin. For the last time when they fought, Ryan Garcia was able to drop him down, despite that he was caught on doping. This fight on the Times Square was unofficially a setup for their rematch, because they fought in the same card, and even the commercial was set as their rivals. Despite that Devin Haney fought with Jose Ramirez, and barely won him. Ryan Garcia clearly lost the fight with Rolando Romero. Currently they can make a unification fight, because for now it is possible. This is the dream of Riyadh season's main event.